Hey, good morning, social media. I am ready for another Models and Mentors video. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I was on travel, but I'm back now. So this is Models and Mentors, part 11. I'm calling this one, You Become What You Behold. You become what you behold. This is basically based on a teaching that my pastor, Tony Brazelton, taught on how we as humans are reflective beings. So today's video is going to kind of flow in that vein as it relates to models and mentors. I have three things to share with you in this video. Let's get into the first one. So number one is you and I as humans, we are reflective beings. So humans were created in the image and likeness of God, and we were created to reflect God in this world. So whatever God is up there, we're supposed to be that down here. And so we're supposed to behold him and then reflect whatever we behold. But because we are reflective beings, then yes, while we can reflect God, we can also reflect other things and also other people. This is why when someone gets in your face and they start yelling or they raise their voice, then you have to have a good level of self-control not to do the same, right? So you can reflect God, but you can reflect anything else. This is why when someone like me, especially in the morning, I'm always pumped up in the morning, and there are some people that for whatever reason, they're programming. They say they're not morning people. They've told themselves that they're not morning people, and they feel comfortable like being turned down, not turned up in the morning. So when someone like me comes in the morning, fired up, ready to go, excited, super happy, then a couple of things can happen. One is someone who is super happy gets in your presence, you can allow them to impact you, and in most cases that happens. Or you can, if your program is very strong, right? Like some people say, oh man, get out of my face. I don't want to deal with that early in the morning, because what they're saying is, I would rather just be like me. Right now, I don't feel like, I'm not happy. It's too early in the morning, and I really don't want you in my face because I know that you are going to cause me to reflect you, and I feel comfortable being me right now. So we are reflective beings. And you're like, well, Rick, what does that have to do with models and mentors? Actually, it does have a lot to do with it. I'm going to get there in a minute. But the point is that subconsciously, whether you understand it or not, or acknowledge it or not, you are actually reflecting other people, or you are reflecting what you allow into your heart, which leads me to my second point. Number two, we eventually become whatever we consistently behold. So we as humans eventually become whatever we consistently behold. So your eyes are a gate down into your soul. Your ears are a gate down into your soul. That's why you can't watch everything. And that's why you just can't listen to everything, because your eyes and ears are gates into your soul. Whatever you allow through your eyes gets down in your heart. Whatever you allow through your ears gets down in your heart. This is why when you say that, let's say you're a person of a certain set of core values, and then something happens and you say something, or let's say you stub your toe in the middle of the night and something comes out and you go, oh, where did that come from? You say something that you believe to be inconsistent with who you are. You're like, where did that come from? Well, it's not a mystery. For it to come out, it had to get in, and you allowed it in at some point. So it is very critical that you consider what you are giving your heart and your mind and your attention to. Whatever you allow through your eyes is going to get down in your heart. Whatever you allow through your ears is going to get down in your heart. And if you consistently observe things, whether those things are good or bad, then whatever you consistently observe is going to impact your actions and eventually even form your character as well. So this is why when people say, oh, people are a product of their environment, that's what they're saying. That's what they mean. In many ways, we are a product of our environment. This is why if you grow up in an environment like I did, East New York, Brooklyn in the 70s and the 80s, it was one of the worst neighborhoods in the United States. And if you're in an environment where crime is high, violence is high, then more than likely, you are going to reflect what you see. You are going to become what you behold. And so thankfully for me, I just wanted to get out of that environment. I did everything that I could to get out as fast as I could. Right after I graduated high school in June of 1990. And in July, a few weeks later, I was in the United States Army. I just wanted to get out of there. I was 17 years old. I wanted to get out of that environment because I didn't know this, but I didn't know what I know now, but I knew that I needed to get out. Thankfully, I was able to get out before I became what I was beholding. And in many ways, if you're in an environment like that, you are predisposed to so many things that you really have to get out of that environment so that you can become the man, the woman that you really want to be. And so it is important, my third point, and I only have 3 points for today. So the third and final point is this, and this is where I'm turning the corner and really now focusing on models and mentors. It is important that we purposefully put ourselves in an environment where we can become what we behold. So let me say it again. It is important if you want to grow, if you're watching this video, it's because you want to grow. You want to become, the best version of yourself. And if that's the case, then you want to, on purpose, place yourself in an environment where you can consistently behold what you want to become. You want to place yourself in an environment where you are seeing what you want to be. You have to see it before you can be it. Your legs will never take you where your mind has never been. So you want to be in an environment where you are consistently seeing what it is that you want to be. And that's what models and mentors is all about. You want to be in an environment where, yes, you are connecting with models, whether directly or indirectly via the internet, whether books, whatever. You are connecting with mentors, and that connection should be direct, whether on the phone, video conference, in person. But you are connecting with people that already at the stage that you want to be in life, and now you're gleaning from them because you are becoming what you behold. You are beholding them, and you're considering their lives and their actions so that those things can impact your life and your actions. So as an example, when I was a young enlisted soldier, I purposefully, on purpose, I surrounded myself. I tried to be around the senior enlisted. I was around the sergeant major. I was around my platoon sergeant. I wanted to learn some things. I knew that they were already at a stage that I was not, so I wanted to be around them. When I was a young officer, I surrounded myself. I purposefully put myself in an environment where I was around senior officers, senior leaders, general officers. Thankfully, I got the opportunity. Well, obviously, I put myself in that situation, but I got the opportunity to work for many general officers, 1, 2, 3, 4-star generals. The 3 and 4-star generals, the most senior leaders in the Army, thankfully, I got to work for many of them or be around them. I worked directly for a 4-star general for 2 years while I was in Korea. And some of the things that I learned in that environment are invaluable. Some of those things I still glean from and appreciate today. As a young Christian, as a baby believer, I surrounded myself. I volunteered to be the assistant to the pastor. I wanted to drive my pastor around. And just by me driving the pastor around and maybe hearing a conversation that he's having with another pastor in the back seat, I'm learning some things. I'm gleaning some things. I'm getting things that maybe it took him 15, 20 years to learn, and I'm just receiving that just by being in the presence of someone that I want to be like. I remember when I put my boss, who was a 4-star general, on the phone with the president of the United States in the middle of a crisis between South Korea and North Korea, and he wanted no one else in the room but me. And I'm in the room and I'm listening as how he responds to the president and how he deals with North Korea in the middle of a crisis. A man who had 37 years of service, and I'm a young officer, and I'm learning from that. You want to purposefully put yourself in an environment where people that you want to be like are in your presence. You're gleaning from them because they will rub off on you. Let me tell you this as I close. Good or bad, people are going to rub off on you. King Solomon said that both wisdom and foolishness can be transferred by association. You want to be very careful who you connect yourself with. You want to be very careful who you allow to speak into your life. You want to be very careful who you place yourself in an environment with, because whatever goes through your eyes will get down into your heart. Whatever goes through your ears will get down into your heart. Why? Because we are reflective beings, and you will become what you behold. This is Models and Mentors, Part 11. God bless you.